I need somebody to heal, somebody to know.
You are welcome on Akuda Talk Show. Today we want to talk about relationship. We still have problems with our relationships. I don't know why. We've been schooled, we have knowledge, but we still have this intriguing part of our relationships. We have in our midst today Bishop Dr. David Zituko. Bishop, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Bishop, why do we still have anomalies in our relationships?
Thank you for having me yet again. It's unfortunate that we have problems in our relationship. It's just unfortunate, but I think it is as a result of our ill preparedness. We are ill informed, and as such, we find ourselves in all kinds of situations where we find it easy to blame others for what we find ourselves in. But come to think of it, you see, it takes two to tango. And you are not dealing with yourself all alone. You are dealing with a partner. You are dealing with the opposite sex, as it were. What is your knowledge? What is your understanding? In fact, I've realized that we don't even know ourselves, let alone knowing the opposite sex, our partner, the individual we are yoking with, and stuff like that. So what do we expect at the end of the day?
But Bishop, knowledge has abound. We now have the internet. We've been exposed. So why do we still have such problems?
Knowledge abounds, I agree. We are exposed. I have my doubts because the exposures in let me put it this way. When you talk about exposures, look at the interest of the individual. People are driven by their interest to go seek for knowledge on places, on things that really brings them that needed joy, so to speak. And there's this other point where there are times we feel we know. Many people think they know. The youth of today, they think they know, so they wouldn't want to be trained, directed, and for that matter, corrected. So what are you going to get at the end of the day? People will think that they know, but they go in, they crash somewhere along the line. People think they know, they'll go in not well prepared, they are not molded for the consequences, they are not molded for the storms that would come. Before long, they are hit with the storms, they don't know what to do. We fail to understand that we live in a real world. We always fantasize. That's the problem with them. They fantasize and they assume that it's all rosy. Now you don't look at life through rose-tinted glasses. You will see it all rosy. You don't do that. But here's a case where we have people thinking that all is just well. No, I mean, that is why I think we have some of these things happening to us.
Bishop, we're talking about molding. So who molds you?
That's a good point. That's a good question. Parents must be up and doing. And the youth must accept that fact because parents will really want to mold their children. But it is the children who will not want to be molded. No, they wouldn't want to be molded because they feel they know. Knowledge abounds, so they'll get everything on the internet. I'm sorry. Internet doesn't really train you. It doesn't, because the internet doesn't have any experience. If the fellow putting the things there is not well into what he is putting there, you go reading it. In fact, there are even people, aged, who will still mislead you. You know. So when you are misled, one need to be careful that to be molded, parents will play that needed role as number one. And then you have the aged, those who are well experienced in life would help you shape you and prepare you for the future. I also feel that personally, your experiences in life, the lessons you gather as you're going, could greatly help mold you. Alright? Let me add this also, that sometimes it is not a parent, not the aged, not the lessons, but if you are wise, sometimes comments that are in passing, people are having conversations, people are chatting, people are talking, people are discussing, and stuff like that. You may chance upon a book you are reading. You may chance upon people having all kinds of discussions. That may be an avenue for you, the individual, to gather infos and learn as a result, make it mold you and stuff like that. We've also known the fact that the word of God, that is my bias to a large extent, would also help shape you for the future. I believe that.
Bishop, we're talking about parents molding us. Here is a parent who is an abusive one. What kind of molding would that child get?
Unfortunately, it is bad. Okay,
And we
it's
still
bad.
have, you also spoke about the aged. Some of these aged are rather spoiling our youth. Instead of him being an example, they would lure this youth into so many things that we can't explain.
All the points that have been raised, Lady Reverend, all have their bad side, because you will not have everybody, not all parents will move the child in the right direction. Not all aged, not all experiences, not all, as it were. There are unfortunate aspects where you would get the negative really working. Now, when it comes to this negative aspect, for instance, certain parents, unfortunately, abusive and the likes, would not help mold the child. In fact, they will mold the child, but they mold you negatively. You see, most children who are from abusive homes, they are either timid or by themselves, as a result of that experience, think that is the order of the day, and they become abusive themselves and the likes. Therefore, when one considers all this, there's a need for you to look at it holistically and consider that if I find myself in such a state, what do I do? That is why I enumerated all the points in the way I did, not zeroing in on one. You see, I spoke about parents, I spoke about the aged, I spoke about personal experiences, lessons, I spoke about chancing upon, and I also spoke about the word of God, the church, for instance. So whilst one could be giving you the negative, the other could be giving you the positive, as it were. Now we need to open all up and try to make them all help us in our daily walk or our daily living, as it were.
Bishop, you spoke about fantasizing. When you look at relationship, love life, is it bad for you to fantasize your relationship to be the ideal?
It is dangerous to fantasize when you don't know what the future holds. It is dangerous to fantasize when you don't know that we live life in the real world. It is dangerous to fantasize assuming that is what the future holds. Having faith and having expectation is no wrong. But you must know and be aware that it takes two to tango. You must know and be aware that you work. And you must be ready for the shocks of life. If not, and you are just fantasizing, you are dreaming. Don't live in a fool's paradise, assuming that you know. Listen, to a very large extent, we don't even know ourselves that much, let alone knowing our spouse, our partner. The one we call.
don't know ourselves.
Come on, for crying out loud. For crying out loud. Do you know how you are going to react towards something tomorrow? When something, because the thing hasn't happened, you don't know how you are really going to react, because you don't know how the thing affects you at a particular time. You don't know the effect of it at a particular time. You don't know the influence at a particular time. You don't know what it will bring you, what it will destroy, what it will take away at a particular time. You have no idea. But to sit now and assume that you really know how you are going to, I'm telling you of a fact, we don't even know much about ourselves in terms of our reactions, inactions or actions towards a particular thing that will come our way or that will befall us. We cannot really tell. So you don't really know yourself that much, let alone knowing your spouse, knowing your partner, knowing that friend you call a lover now. You don't even know. Therefore, there is always that aspect which we don't know. Until it happens, we cannot really tell. Now, I have heard people talk on relationship counselors and what have you. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. See, people react differently to things. And you may have different reactions towards a particular thing by different people. Now, we should be ready to allow and understand the fact that we are all not the same. We have our different tastes and preferences. Oh yes. We have different backgrounds, we have different understandings, and what have you. We feel differently on one particular thing. We all cannot feel the same. I'm telling you, we can't feel the same. Therefore, the reactions, the actions, inactions will be different. Rather, let us not also jump to conclusions and assume that you did this and it is all wrong. I don't want to do that. I want to first and foremost understand whom I'm dealing with. What is the psyche of the individual? What is the mindset? What is the mentality? And the rest like that. You are not even done yet. That which happened, how is it affecting the individual? How does he or she see it? And the likes. All these things will come to play before you will now want to think of jumping to conclusion. Now, it will surprise you to know that there are instances where it is the spirit that has obtained a hold on the individual. What about that? It is the spirit that have obtained a hold. So a man's actions, inactions or reactions might not really be coming from him as an individual because he wants to. Something might have uphold his or her doing, so to speak. And there are also those who are not seen, but they are actors in the very thing we see happening. They might be human beings, but they are hiding behind the scene. What about that?
Bishop, you've spoken a lot. So does it mean we rush into relationship, not having the right concepts?
Yeah, some rush into it.
So how long must it take someone to go into a relationship?
Some rush into it. Some take their time, but they are ill-prepared, ill-informed. Some are well-informed, they prepare well, they enter into it, but because they don't really know themselves. Some know themselves so well, but they also do not know so much about their partner. We don't know what the future holds. Therefore, some of these things happen. Now, if you say that,
Bishop, there is this analogy that
how long? But I asked the person, you said how long?
He said, like, if you are dating, you court for like 1 year. So
I'm sorry, it's neither.
you should know your partner
please,
and then
please,
you should
please,
be ready to get married.
it's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor
So
there.
would it take forever?
If you want to follow after that, that is when we get it all wrong sometimes. I am telling you, listen and listen well. You will get to know people better and more the more they want to open up and expose and make you know. That's one. If I don't want you to know, for the next 10 years we'll be dating, how would you know? You will think you know, but you don't know. That is one. Two, You would only know when the things happen and you see my reactions. Or my
I think that
actions.
is where we get
Or my inactions. Exactly. So when you don't get to see my reactions, my actions, when over something that happens, don't think you know me. You don't. I get the point. You don't. Until something happens, you don't really know me. I'm not sure. You see, you don't. In fact, all these things, you knowing your spouse, it goes the same way to you, the individual. Sometimes you think you know yourself. Wait until the thing happens to you. In that order. Therefore, if you want to talk about how long, I don't know. You may get to know somebody just a day, because all there is to know has been exposed to you to know. You may get to know somebody maybe within 3 days, maybe 1 week, maybe 1 month. You will get to know. Maybe 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year. You will get to know the individual. It is all subjected to. You know, there are people too that pretend. Many people in life pretend. Now, when you go meet somebody that pretends, in fact, ourselves, we pretend too. We pretend too. So why do we want to accuse the spouse, the partner of pretending when we also pretend? We fake it. What we are not, we say we are.
Our bishop, a lot of people love this kind of like the pretentious aspect of it. If there's a man, if you don't pretend, he doesn't love you.
No, I don't think so. It's not true. Rather, we fall for the pretense. We fall for the fake.
But why must you fall for fake?
That is what we are looking for. We are looking for not the fake, but what the fake produces is what we are looking for. So we accept it to be original, not knowing it is fake. So not that we love fake, no. We want it original, but what we accept is fake. When somebody gives you fake money, you are happy it is money. You are not happy it is fake money because you don't know. But when you get to know it is fake money, you are disappointed. Because you know this is bad and it cannot be used as a true legal tender. No, it will be taken from you. If that is not taken, you are even arrested as a result. But when the money was offered, you were happy that this is a legal tender. You were happy. Only for you to realize it is fake. So nobody wants fake. Nobody wants pretense. But that is what we get, unfortunately.
Bishop, this running story, right? You develop a guy or a lady. You've seen somebody you love. You develop the person. At the end of the day, after the investment and everything, that is when the individual realizes that you are not their class.
That is the reality of our world. Unfortunately, I don't believe in that about him. I mean, you should let go.
Didn't you see the person not being your class before investing?
I have heard this term. Didn't you know? These are some of the shocks.
Can't we help?
No,
can't we upgrade people to what we want?
See, let me give this candid advice to men, to women. Okay? Don't upgrade somebody without upgrading yourself. One.
Wow.
It's dangerous. One. Two, before you think of upgrading the person, if you do it with a selfish mindset, what awaits you in the future? You are on your own.
Bishop, which one is the selfish mindset?
You will never ever assist or help the person to upgrade if not because you want him to be yours.
Bishop, you want to keep the thing, you want to cherish the thing.
Oh,
you want to sell the thing out, like being the bold thing you have. That is not a selfish aspect, Bishop. Bishop, our time is getting there. That is not selfish. No, that is not. I don't see it to be selfish.
You're not seeing it to be selfish.
No.
Doesn't mean it is not.
Why should that be termed selfish?
That is why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
If it is out of a selfish mindset that I'm going to help you because I want you to be mine.
Yes. Is it wrong?
It's a selfish mindset. Yeah. That is a fact. You see, it
Bishop,
shocked
I'll
you.
come back to it again.
They shocked.
Bishop,
Okay.
hold your fire, I'll come back. All this is our time is up. I am Lady Reverend Akuda. Until we come here again next week. He said if you want to help, you shouldn't be selfish. No, we are coming back to part 2. Stay tuned.
I need somebody to heal, somebody to know.